Tonight on the South Today, a climate activist group lead a new campaign stickering SUVs while trying to get them off Christchurch streets. A Dunedin man on his way to becoming a plastic engineer thanks to a thought-provoking kickstart from a local company. And sweet sounds spill out of Dunedin's town hall as schools are gathering to perform in the Big Sing. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. A climate activist group has launched a campaign targeting what they say are high-polluting vehicles in urban areas. The protesters are putting stickers on privately owned SUVs in the city, highlighting their carbon emission.
Stick that. Climate activist group Extinction Rebellion has launched a new campaign in Christchurch, focusing on high carbon emitting SUVs. The End Urban SUVs project is encouraging supporters to stick emissions rating stickers on private vehicles they spot around the city. Long-time climate campaigner Lynn Roberts claims vehicles used by tradies or in a rural setting would be exempt from their guerrilla campaign.
The target is ones that are clearly for prestige and status and not really thinking about their carbon impact.
Supporters are sent starter packs containing a bunch of the stickers for a $10 donation. While the stickers are being added to the vehicles without the permission of their owners, the group claims they're easily removable. Activists are encouraged to enter the vehicle's number plate on the Right Car website to accurately determine the vehicle's carbon emission rating. Roberts says the idea of the campaign is to start a conversation about the popularity of the utility vehicles.
Sales have increased 700% since 2009 and they're outweighing all efforts we're putting into making electric cars and all the rest of it. So many of the emission increases over the last few years have been because we're buying more SUVs.
However, she admits not all car owners would be pleased to find a sticker on their vehicle, but says activists are told not to be confrontational. Roberts says car companies spend millions on advertising SUVs compared with all other vehicles.
It suits the car companies to push them and use whatever tricks they can to persuade us to think that we really can't live without them.
The group are hoping their campaign will prompt people to think more about being socially responsible. In Christchurch, the South Today.
A petition calling for the resignation of Gore District Council's Chief Executive Steve Parry was presented today, with councillors voting not to receive it.
The petition was put forward at a Gore District Council meeting on Tuesday after gaining almost 5,000 signatures. It followed a very public relationship breakdown between the CEO and Mayor Ben Bell over the last year, with the petition labelling Parry as a bully. Councillors stated during the afternoon meeting that they had full faith in their CEO. Some believe the petition was disrespectful and had no credibility, although Gore's mayor disagreed.
The employment of the CE is not a public matter, and the employment relationship is private. It is not a matter for the public to debate. If there are serious allegations of wrongdoing, then the council as the employer must act. But beyond that, it should ignore wide-ranging or baseless allegations.
All those in favour, please say aye. And against? I'd like to be recorded as against. Thank you.
Councillors received a report, but not the petition itself. Their decision is likely to upset thousands of people in the Gore community and around the region who signed the petition and wanted to see Steve Parry resign from his role as CEO for the good of the council. In Gore, the South Today.
Dunedin company Packet Packaging has helped one of its employees go from a packer to an engineer by supporting his apprenticeship. Leslie Lewis started at the plastic manufacturing company straight out of high school, taking on a career he never previously saw as an option.
Setting the machines instead of packing. Wesley Lewis putting his new plastic engineering qualification to good use. The 26-year-old started working at Packet Packaging 7 years ago. After just a few months at the Dunedin company, he was offered an apprenticeship for showing a keen interest in his work. Lewis admits he never saw himself as a studying person, but with the support and guidance from his company, he was able to complete his course at Otago Polytech.
Pretty good. A bit stressful at the start, but yeah, as the company got very supportive of me, pushing me to get it all done. It's kind of a bit easy.
The locally owned plastics manufacturing business operates on a small scale, so was able to get government funding to support Lewis through the first 2 years of his apprenticeship. Management saw a lot of potential in the young man and hoped to continue moving him up the ranks.
I don't want you getting your hands dirty forever. You need to progress, into management and that sort of thing later on. So it'd be nice to get another apprentice in behind them.
Packet Packaging is aiming to continue expanding their business with the hopes of taking on another local apprentice in the next few months. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Police checkpoints were busy over the weekend around Otago and Southland, with officers carrying out more than 1,300 breath tests. Southern Police say the Friday and Saturday checkpoints were part of an ongoing operation to disrupt illegal road user behaviour. 15 drivers were processed for excess breath alcohol level at the weekend, including one person who tested almost 3 times the legal limit. Another driver was clocked travelling at almost double the speed limit in a 50 km/h zone before they crashed into a fence and 2 street signs. A Dunedin hip-hop dance duo are reaching for the stars as they prepare to represent New Zealand on the world stage following their recent triumph in a national competition.
Talented hip-hoppers Julia Morrison and Ruby Martin are dancing their way towards the grand stage. The duo clinched gold at the Hip Hop Unite New Zealand competition over the weekend, after what was described as a spectacular first-place dance routine. They have now qualified to dance in the New Zealand team at the international competition in Portugal later this year. Raza School of Dance director Lisa Wilkinson says it's the first time her dancers have reached this far.
It wasn't even something I'd thought of, so it's a massive, massive achievement for Raza and for this part of New Zealand.
She says the girls have been dancing together for just 2 years, attending classes each week and following their coaches' footsteps. They'll continue polishing their dance routine as they look forward to performing under the international spotlight again at the World event in late October. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Dunedin's town hall has been filled with the sound of music as youth choirs compete in the region's Big Sing Secondary School's Choral Festival. Around 450 pupils took to the stage yesterday, singing their hearts out in the iconic competition.
Sweet melodies and harmonies ringing out through the Dunedin town hall. High school choirs from across the local regions have been competing in the Big Sing Secondary School's Choral Festival, covering a range of musical styles.
We've got our Big Sing, the Otago South Canterbury Big Sing happening today. We're delighted to be back here in the town hall after 2 years.
Around 450 pupils performed in the regional competition, which included schools from across Otago and South Canterbury. Choir numbers are still growing back across the country's secondary schools, with about 10 fewer entries yesterday than in the years before COVID.
14 schools and choirs taking part today. So a little bit less in number in choirs than we've had pre-COVID, but we're building up again, which we're delighted about.
A number of Otago schools won big awards, including Otago Girls, Kings and Queens and Mount Aspiring College. The regional event concluded last night with a gala concert at the town hall, with Southland choirs competing in their event today. Regional finalists will go on to Auckland in August to compete at the Big Sing finale. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And you can hear more from the Otago Big Sing event later in our bulletin. Well, whai ākene still to come on the South Today. A big financial boost for the sporting ambitions of a Gore primary school, hand-delivered by a rugby star. And we'll hear a little more from Otago's Big Sing performers.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Drive away your way with 3 incredible offers on the Honda CR-V Adventure Ready range. Choose from 2.9% finance with zero deposit, third finance, or lease a new CR-V from just $136 per week. These offers are only available for a limited time, so be in quick. From Honda.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A Southland primary school has just won big, scoring a large grant to upgrade their sports facilities. East Gore School are the lucky recipients of a huge award, which also came with a surprise visit from a former All Black.
A southern Mexican wave for a Kiwi rugby legend. East Gore School is celebrating after being awarded a $10,000 sports grant, thanks to AA Insurance's Big Little sponsorship. Former All Black Kevin Mialamu made the trip down south to meet the excited young school children as the ambassador of Big Little.
So one of the things that stood out to me is they said they only had one rugby post, so yeah, I was really keen on making sure that we could make sure they have one so they could have a full rugby field.
The Big Little sponsorship is aimed at supporting primary schools and helping boost grassroots sports. The Southland Primary School was one of around 4,000 schools who entered this year's competition. Principal Wendy Kitto amazed at the bonus opportunity of meeting the All Black legend.
Oh, hanging out with Kevin Mialamu, how great is that? Having him in Gore, having him in the school, you know, he's such a nice guy. Yeah, so lucky to have him here.
She says the money will go towards new basketball hoops and a second set of rugby posts, as part of efforts to help keep local kids active. In Gore, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Extinction Rebellion activists campaign against what they call high carbon emitting SUVs in the central city. Dunedin's Packet Packaging is investing in the future by helping one local employee get his apprenticeship. And Dunedin's Town Hall has been filled with music as the region's Big Sing Secondary School's Choral Festival kicks off. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello, Mike.
Evening, Hannah.
What can we expect in tomorrow's paper?
Well, we've got the exciting news that some of the former great Highlanders players have taken a shareholding in the franchise.
A shareholding?
A shareholding, so
wow.
the likes of Mark Ellis and Tane Randall will be taking an active and fiscal interest in the way the rugby team goes next season.
Right, interesting.
We've also got an analysis of Otago Polytechnic. We've had a lot about the university and its financial woes. The Polytech's also facing some layoffs and financial strife, so we've had a look at that for tomorrow.
Okay.
We've all across the Gore District Council, which had a meeting today in which the position of the Chief Executive was up for discussion. The petition was presented, which was then rejected by the Council.
Yeah.
And our fresh feature section runs tomorrow, full of fashion and food ideas.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to reading. Thank you for sharing, Mike.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather
Proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, expect mild and northerly airflow to develop this week with increasing temperatures and high cloud. Heading to the top of the South Island, a nice fine day through here with light winds. Expect a high of 15 in Nelson and 14 in both Greymouth and Christchurch, where the nor'easterlies will pick up a bit. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, a clear day through here tomorrow with light winds across the day and highs of 13 degrees in Ashburton, Timaru and Awamadu. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, a crisp start and low temperatures with light winds tomorrow. By numbers, it'll be a 5-degree day in Wanaka, 7 over in Queenstown, and Alexandra sneaks ahead slightly to 8 at its warmest. Heading further south, good conditions through here midweek with light winds and clear skies tomorrow with highs of 13 degrees in Gore, Balclutha and the Catlins. And across to Southland, frosty tonight as it drops down to -1 in Invercargill. So a chilly start to the morning tomorrow before milder nor'westerly winds slowly increase with high cloud on what'll peak as a 14-degree day. Thursday's looking cloudy and dry with northerlies with a top temperature of 15 degrees. And finally heading to Dunedin. Low cloud, fog and mist tonight with a low of 5. That'll clear through the morning to come out nice and fine and sunny, up to 14 tomorrow, but then a frosty night. And Thursday's looking good too. Very similar conditions, but up to 13 as the high. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and we're also on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. But we'll leave you tonight with some more music from the Otago and South Canterbury's Big Sing competition at Dunedin's Town Hall. Ka kite a popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.